Don't underestimate the power of score a math victory. Hello my dear students, welcome to Score A Math Victory, online web-based video learning for mathematics. Mr. Max, so excited to see you here at Math Victory virtual classroom. And here you are, you want to learn mathematics. And I'm challenged because you came here with a purpose to learn and to enrich yourself with knowledge on mathematics. With that in mind, Mr. Mac have pledged only to bring the best for you, because you are the best and you deserve the best, and it's coming from the best. Well, my dear students, let's go to the virtual classroom board and talk about things that we're going to learn, all the sub-lessons that we'll be learning in this lesson. Are you ready? Let's go to the classroom. Wow, this is our Math Victory virtual classroom. Come on closer, you can see better. Come on over. Much better. Mr. Mac can see my dear students, and you can see Mr. Mac. Well, my dear students, in this lesson, we're going to learn whole numbers. Whole numbers lesson has been divided into 5 parts. First part, introduction, just as you're seeing right now, and then the second part, which is sub lesson 2, we're going to talk about whole numbers in general, and then lesson 3, sub lesson 3, we're going to learn how to add and subtract, sub lesson 4, multiplication and division, and finally we're going to combine all these 4 operations. And by the end of this lesson, you should be able to read and write whole numbers. You should be able to identify place values, digit values, and also rounding off numbers. And you'll be able to add, subtract, multiply, and divide. And finally, we're going to combine all these 4 operations. And you're able to perform computation involving all these 4 operations that you learn, and use of brackets in it. Okay, good. Well, Mr. Mac got something for you. I compile the video on whole numbers. Okay, so let's watch that. Okay, here it is. Hello boys and girls, welcome to Score A Math Victory, Mathematics for Standard 5. Well, in this videos, we're going to learn about everything that you need to know for mathematics for Standard 5, starting from whole numbers all the way to data handling. Well, if you wonder why Mr. Mac dressed up like a cowboy, who is cowboy? Cowboys are modern version of shepherds. They look after cows. And horse plays a very important role in their job. Well, when Mr. Mac was living in the United States, Mr. Mac fell in love with Mustangs. Mr. Mac loves Mustang. Now, what's so special about Mustang? These are wild horses, and they can be tamed. Even after they've been tamed, when you try to ride them, they try to bug you off. That means they try to throw you off. If you manage to stay in control and they realize that you are the master, and they will become submissive to your order. And they're so much fun to ride. Well, mathematics is just like that. It can be intimidating, but if you have a good control of it, it'll become so much easy and fun. So that's why it's very important to understand the basic foundation of mathematics before you can go on further and further. So Like for example, it's just like building a house. You gotta have a strong foundation before you can build a house on top of that. So if this is your first time with Mr. Mac in Standard 5, I strongly recommend that you go to Standard 4 Mathematics and learn everything that you need to know, the basic of it, before you come to Standard 5, because everything is built on top of each other. So it's so important. Well, who are these cowboys and what are their responsibilities? Like Mr. Max said, cowboys are a modern version of shepherds. They are hired to look after cows and sheep. Owners who has a lot of cows and sheep hire these cowboys to look after them. So it's a big responsibility, and that's why they carry guns. It's because sometimes there's our predators, like for example wolves or coyotes, wild animals will try to get to these animals, to these cows or sheep. So that's why they have to protect them from them. Numbers plays very important to the cowboys because they have to keep track the how many cows they have. Let's say for example, if any wolves got to the cows or the sheep, so they should be able to subtract them. And even though cowboys are not very much inclined to mathematics, but they're very good in numbers. Well, that's what we're going to be learning in this lesson. We're going to be learning about whole number, and it's going to be so much fun and so much exciting, and it's a basic foundation of mathematics. Before we go to the board, how about we do this? Let's go to Standard 4 whole number and look at and understand what is whole number is all about. Okay, let Mr. Mac roll the video. Welcome to Math with 3 Shack. This is going to be our workshop. So we will meet here every time when we start a new lesson. Okay, so in this lesson, it's going to be whole numbers. So let's look at it, how whole numbers have been used in our day-to-day life. Okay? Alright, okay, I have few things that I'm going to show you how numbers have been applied. Alright, okay, let's look at this. What is this? This is the measuring cup. Something mom used to make cakes for us. See that? So she need to know how to measure how much flour she has to use. So or even milk or butter. So this measuring cups tells you 500 cc or 500 liter or something like that. Am I right? Okay. And then look at this. The measuring tapes also use numbers. Dad built me a playhouse. But in order for him to build one, he needs to know the measurements. Am I right? So numbers come into play. Okay. What about thermometer? Can you imagine that when it's a very hot day and you want to find out what the temperature is? So you gotta have a number, am I right? 90 degrees Fahrenheit or 23 degrees Celsius or something like that, am I right? Okay. What about clock? Time to get up. It's 7 in the morning. All right. But can you imagine that if there's no number to it, we won't even know what time to get up. Isn't it be awesome? You can sleep in because you don't even know what the time is. Okay, I'm just kidding. You got to get up early to go to school every day. Am I right? Okay. All right. So now I'm going to show you. Numbers consists of collections of numbers. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Using these numbers, we can manipulate and create a lot of numbers. Okay? So that's what whole numbers is about. It's a counting, numbers that you can count. Like for example, I want to find out how many marbles I have in my pocket, okay? Or how many apples in the basket. So it's something that you can count, numbers that you can count. And using from 0 to 9, you can create numbers from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and so forth. 1,000, 2,500, 54,000 and so forth. Am I right? So numbers is important. How was it? Wasn't that awesome? Alright, my dear students, Mr. Max excited, and are you? I know you are. We want to learn whole numbers. Alright, let's do this. Let's go to the board and learn whole numbers. Alright, bye bye, I'll see you there.